time for your happy hour and a half. Live from the 5 Eyewitness News Studios, it's Twin Cities Live.
Well, we are back. Happy, magnificent Monday to everybody. Welcome to Twin Cities Live. Ooh, Zach is just zooming in on us right now. That was a nice movement there.
He's moving fast.
How are you?
What a time. It's so nice to be back. We were both off last week, had the same spring break, took a little vacay. We'll get to that in just a minute, but big thanks. I mean, Kelly really did so much heavy lifting last week. She was hosting every afternoon, plus she was fitting in shoots and doing all sorts of things. So Kelly Hansen, I will buy you whatever you want.
Whoa.
At a coffee shop. Whatever you want.
I think you just leave it at whatever you want. Whatever you want.
Kelly, if you're watching, you can text me and you can say what you would like, Kelly. So thank you so much. Kristen filled in. We had some great. Paul Folger was filling in. So big thanks to everybody who stepped up. We really appreciate it.
Yes, I would like to say thank you as well on air to both Kristen and Kelly. I know that they worked their butts off, and so did our whole staff. You know, every week, you know, there's always like somebody's up and somebody's down. I mean, sometimes we're sick, sometimes people have vacation, but it is difficult when both of us are out of town. And then, you know, people do get sick and there are things that happen. So I appreciate the whole crew for stepping up while we were away.
Very good.
Kristen Habrick, we just mentioned her. She went down to beautiful Orlando, Florida.
So she's doing okay. Her job's fine.
Yeah. And she's going to join us with the highlights of this hotel that you see right there. And here's the cool part. We have a special offer for Twin Cities Live lovers and how you can get there and enjoy this hotel in Orlando.
If you love the show and you feel like you need a little getaway, you need to make sure that you're watching to get the details. Also, have you ever considered moving out of the metro, maybe to up-and-coming Rochester? Hi, if you're watching us on ABC6, there is a push to build new homes in the area. Kelly Hansen got an up-close look, and she's going to show us what you could get if you want to build a life in Rochester. And you can still watch Twin Cities Live. That's the joy of it all.
Yeah, how cozy does that place look?
That looks like a really cute
That's very well decorated.
Listen, and when you live in an old house, anytime you see a new build, you're like, wow.
I just want to jump right into that bed with all those pillows.
Oh my
now,
gosh,
I don't want to deal with all those
look
pillows.
so clean
Oh, yeah.
in a new house.
Abby always says that her latest thing is she wants to go to butler school.
Oh, she does.
And I'm like, you want to actually be someone's butler? She's like, no. I just want to go to butler school and just learn all the tricks of the trade.
Oh my gosh.
I'm like, okay, I think that we could probably help out with that.
I think you could make that work. I think that's a really great goal.
It's like, I just want to know how to like press linens and like do this and do that. I'm like, hey, everybody's got their thing.
I think if in your spouse relationship, you can encourage hobbies that benefit the whole family.
For sure.
That's a great thing. Like Jay has one particular hobby that's a 4-letter word that starts with G. It's called golf. And here's the thing about golf. Golf benefits no one in the family. Like, I would like it if Jay were to take up carpentry. He did actually suggest he would like to build me a potting bench for my garden.
He's handy. He built your chicken coop.
That's true. He did do that, but I would like if he said I want to start like making bowls out of wood, like Glenn Perkins does that, you know?
He does.
Yes, he's a whole carpentry studio thing. He's making
bowls.
Yeah, he makes.
He uses all of his talents to make bowls.
Yeah, they're really cool bowls. I've seen them. I mean, I'm not sure if he's still doing it, but last time I was at their house, he was making bowls. And I think like making something or having a hobby that benefits the family is great. And golf is not it.
Unless you're closing deals, though.
All right, fair.
You know, if you're on the course closing deals.
All right, well, close some more deals.
I know. I said that, listen, I will support you, whatever you want to do. If you want to go to butler school, that's great. But also, you know, when you go to butler school, you know what butlers are really good at? Making martinis.
Oh,
So I said, you know, if you can perfect the martini and have it on a silver tray when I come home every day, I would not complain.
Like, I want one of my sisters to become a yoga instructor, so when we go on trips, they can do a yoga class. Like, why can't
you're doing Pilates, why don't they just do Pilates? And then you can just go to their classes for free.
That would be fine. I would love that, too.
Yeah, do
Somebody needs to do it. Mother's Day is coming up, and we have a special contest running right now where we can take the stress out of the holiday by gifting your mom not just flowers, but amazing, beautiful planters.
Yeah, these are next level.
Even better than flowers, my friends, because they last and there's absolutely no work involved. We're going to talk to the company behind the giveaway. It's simple and grand, and I think you're going to be surprised by some of the colorful flowers that can really do okay even when it's still pretty chilly.
Yeah, right. Because we're going to educate everybody, including myself, on like what's even available for this time of year.
Yes.
And what can be displayed on the front of your house that is not just greenery, that does not just like look like fall or winter. So that's going to be a lot of fun. So spring break. You were on spring break in California. Now, was there any golf in this trip for Jay?
There's always golf on the trip with Jay.
He actually worked it in.
He ships his sticks wherever he goes. Unbelievable. It's outrageous. And do I complain about it? Yes, every single time. I'm always like, every time we go on a trip, one day has to be taken up by golf, and it's so irritating.
You know what's kind of nice about that, though?
What?
Those golf bags. Does he have a soft case or like a hard case?
He ships it. He ships it from club to club. This is what
But
he
you
does.
can pack stuff in there.
Yeah.
You can pack like extra clothes,
I know.
If you're a little overweight in your bag,
But he
you
just
kind
has
of shove it in
set.
there.
I never even see the clubs because it just shows
That's
up.
true.
They go from place to place. He's got a whole system. But we did have a lot of fun. We went to Southern California. We were able to see some friends, fit in a little bit of familiar faces to you all as well. But I have to tell you, we went to Disneyland, and I have never been to any Disney property in my life. I didn't go as a kid. My parents never took us. Jay's parents never took us. And Jay at one point yelled, "I can't believe my parents never took me to this place
Well,
as a
it's
kid."
a big production.
We thought, we're not really big on like manufactured fun, okay?
Sure.
So this wasn't necessarily at the top of my list, but we were going to Southern California to visit some friends, and they said, listen, we've got to go do this. We'd wanted to do it with their kids, and we decided to make the trip, and we had a fantastic time. And you might have recognized in that picture, that's our friends, the Heatleys, Danny Heatley, who used to play for the Minnesota Wild, who has been here as a guest on this show after I twisted his arm into it. But he and his wife, Stephanie, and their beautiful little girls, James and Charlie, they are just fantastic. And Steph, who you see on the left, is a Disneyland wizard. So my biggest piece of advice when you go to Disneyland is you need to have a friend who really knows what they're doing.
Yes.
She was like, okay, friends, we are now signed up for this ride, and then we will be walking there, and then we will be going there, and then we're going to leave this park, and we're going to go to California Adventure so that we can get a beer.
So was all this printed out at all? Like, did you know, or
No.
did she just have this in her brain?
I follow the boss.
Okay.
She was the boss. I follow the boss, and she was fantastic.
That is the best way to do Disney, whether you're doing World in Orlando or Disneyland in California. These parks, you guys, if you've never been, they're massive.
Massive.
And Disney World is even bigger.
Massiver.
And you gotta throw in Epcot and like the Safari and all this other stuff. So if you're going to go, talk to somebody that's been not once, not twice, maybe several times, that really understands how to get around these parks, because it can make a world of difference.
It was so fun, and this was the Star Wars area, so we're like big Star Wars nerds at our house, as you know, Ben Lieber. I mean, we watch the movies and all the shows and all of the things. It was so phenomenal. That part with all the stormtroopers and where we're going in is a Rise of the Resistance ride that you can go on. It's a newer ride.
That was a ride?
At Disneyland. Ben, I can't even, that's just walking through. That's just the waiting period to get on the ride that they make so cool. And then the ride, I don't have any pictures or video of that because I was so engrossed in the moment and I didn't want to lose my phone. You feel like you're in the movie.
So was that one of those rides where, is it sort of like Flyover America at the Mall of America, where you're strapped in and like it's kind of like 4D experience?
I did do one
through?
like that called Soarin', which is really cool. This is, you're in sort of like a little movable
pod.
Yeah, that's right. And then it just goes and goes, and then you're going up and down and all around and going into all these different things, and then you're like part of the movie, and then it's so cool.
Gosh, that looks so fun.
It's so cool.
See, the picture that you showed with all the stormtroopers, I thought that was just like a medieval times sort of thing, where you stand there and they put on like a show or a production.
No, you're just walking through. That's just part of the waiting. I wish that we could have waited longer because it was so fantastic. I mean, it really feels like you're on another planet. We loved it. And then we also got a chance, because I was so close to the Pour Moi Climate Smart Skincare headquarters.
You had to fit in work?
I fit in a little bit of to work, but you know what? It's fun because you work with your friends, and I put my kids to work because this is how they earn their trip. They went to the warehouse and they helped Max pack up your Pour-moi Climate Smart skincare orders and ship them out.
Hey kids, let's go do some child labor in California. This is a great spring
They
break.
loved it. Look what they did. They were playing with Max. This is what they do in the warehouse, my boys.
That sort of thing right there happens in our very own studio
when they show
with
up.
me and your boys.
This
without,
is exactly
without
it.
the cardboard box.
We got to go and meet the team. I met the whole team at Pour-moi, and then Uli and her wonderful husband Frank treated us to this pirate show. So we were in this theater, and it was a really fun dinner theater. And then these amazing performers who were doing this whole pirate show. And you know, the thing is, everybody comes out to LA to be a star, right? And not everybody is going to make it into the movies. So they do these shows. Like, these are all professional actors who are auditioning during the day and then making money at night performing in the show. So the talent is over the top. I mean, you're like, you got any of these singers could be winning American Idol right now. They're all so good.
Yeah, it is the land of entertainment.
Yes.
So, like you said, if you're not, on a show, and some of these people are actually working actors. Like they're not just like, oh, I didn't get that part. No, they're actually probably in stuff.
For sure.
But you got to pay the bills.
You got to pay the bills.
You got to pay the bills. So that one actually looked more like medieval times. Mm-hmm. That looked like
it was close to medieval times. It was in that same row. And then of course, we always find a chicken wherever we go. Bernie found an old rooster.
Well, where was this
and
at?
Picked him up.
Just on the street? I mean, I know LA's kind of gone downhill.
So Danny and Steph moved, and they are in an area where they're very close to a barn. And Stephanie grew up with horses. I actually thought of you guys a lot because I saw Ames always finds horses wherever she goes. And so Danny and Steph have a horse. And this was at the barn, and they also have some chickens and some goats and some things like that. So we got to bring the kids down. It was a really well-rounded vacation.
Are all chickens just okay being picked up?
For my children, they are. My kids have no fear.
No fear at all.
They will find poultry. They do not care. They find it. They pick it up. There's just absolutely. They don't even ask. They just go and get the chicken and pick it up.
They're way braver than I am.
Well,
I know they've kind of grown up with
Bernie's been picking up chickens since she was like 15 months old.
Yeah. I know some people probably think that about dogs. I have no problem with any dog.
Oh yeah.
I think that all dogs love me.
Most
except
of them
except for one like German Shepherd in a car did not like me sticking my hand in there. That was stupid.
Okay, well.
That was real dumb.
There you go.
That was real dumb.
That was fun. Okay, and then you were in the Bahamas.
I was in the Bahamas, and it was a trip that we go on pretty much every year.
It's water.
It's one of Abby and I's favorite places. Now the kids' favorite places. I mean, Abby and I have been going to this same place in the Bahamas since we lived in San Diego. I mean, it's been over 20 years. So we take the kids back. It's so beautiful. Wells found ramen on the island. We're on the beach at a beachside shack, and we're all getting some cocktails, and there's ramen on the menu. Okay, yeah, you want some hot ramen on the beach?
Oh,
why
look
not?
at this family photo.
So here's one of our little family photos. Abby does such a good job. She takes so many pictures and always thinking about an opportunity to take a picture. We took probably 5 different pictures like this in different locations, but just love it. This is the resort that we stay at. These are just right on the grounds. You walk right down to the beach, and it really looks like that. It's that green, that turquoise, that beautiful. And Whit always has a late March birthday, and so it doesn't always coincide with spring break, but it did this time. So happy birthday to Whit, his 14th.
Oh my
How
gosh.
about that?
See,
and there's
I knew
Ames.
there'd be the horse. I knew
there's Ames with the horse.
There would be a horse. Okay, so when you go though, like everybody knows you, right? Because you've been going to the resort.
We've been going to the
so
resort
long.
for a long time. Now, one of the fun things about this island, you're always going to kind of see somebody. Like Dave Matthews is on the island quite a bit. Now, he wasn't on this island this time.
Oh my God.
But it is always in the back of my mind of like, who am I going to see? Not necessarily on our resort, but just on the island.
Yeah.
And so one of the days, I'm getting a little bit of a workout in. And I love this little workout area that they have because it's an open air workout. It's just like the thatch roof with the open sides, and it's not very big. It's very intimate, but you're outside. So I love getting a little sweat in to kind of earn my little cocktails in the afternoon. And I'm on the treadmill, and I'm just kind of doing my thing. And all of a sudden, Jordan Peele, the actor, producer, director, famous guy, there he is with his wife, Chelsea. They come walking up together to get a workout in.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm like, okay, I absolutely know who he is. It's hard to confuse him with anybody else. And so I'm getting this little workout. I'm leaving them alone. I get off the treadmill, and I had a big sweat going on, and I get off. Like 10 minutes later, his wife goes to use the treadmill. Now, she goes over, and this is not me. I'm normally way better about this.
Oh, boy.
She goes over and grabs the 2 sanitary wipes, right? And she's just like, gonna go wipe off the thing. I'm like, oh my God, like, I didn't do that.
You sweat all over the treadmill and
I
you
sweat
left
all over
it?
the treadmill. I had my headphones in. I walk over to her, and I just grab, I was like, I am so sorry. And I grab the 2 wipes out of her hand.
Oh, no!
And I just start wiping everything down.
What's
okay?
she doing?
I don't know, because I'm just like in my own world. I'm like, oh my God, I'm such an idiot. Like, this is so bad. This is so bad. So I'm like wiping all this stuff down. And then I go throw it away, and I pass her again, because we're only like a few feet away. And I go, again, I'm so sorry. And the look she gave me, I'm just like,
Disgust.
Disgust. So if you're out there, and if you know, Jordan and Chelsea, like this is not who I am. Here she is in Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Very funny. She's a comedian as well, actress. She's a writer and director as well.
She doesn't think a sweaty treadmill's funny.
I'm known as like this sweaty, gross guy now. And I don't have any of their dialogue with him. I can't explain myself. Like, hey guys, I'm not normally like this. I'm actually like really good with gym etiquette and stuff like this.
I'm former NFL linebacker Ben Lieber.
It doesn't even matter. I just felt I felt this big. And I'm like, here's 2 major celebrities in this little workout space. It's just the 3 of us. And here I'm gross, fat, sweaty guy. That's just like sweating all over everything. Being like, it's fine.
No.
You're okay. It's just a little bit of sweat.
Oh,
and then, you know,
boy.
I'm sure they saw us on the beach later on, and they're like, there's the guy.
There's the
like,
sweaty guy.
There's the gross guy.
It's not really the sweat. It's just the lack of the etiquette.
It's the lack of the etiquette. And I normally am like it. But in my defense, the canister is normally empty. So I didn't even look. It's my fault. It's my fault. So Chelsea, Jordan, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
It'll never happen again.
Oh my gosh, what a mea culpa. Let's post this and tag them and see if we get any response.
Yeah, just come on our show and I'll do an on-air apology.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Okay, there have been lots of fun moments on the show and many more to come, we believe. Did you know that Twin Cities Live is celebrating 17 years on the air in April? Little show that could.
Yes.
Little show
Thank you, Bets.
Our first episode was way back on April 21st, 2008.
When nobody else can clap.
Yeah.
Just Betsy.
Kristen, you're over there.
I mean,
yeah. Okay.
Wow. I mean, usually it's infectious when one person claps. Even though you don't know what they're clapping for, you're like, I guess we're clapping about something. So we're celebrating all month with giveaways and big announcements. Our first one. Save the date for Wednesday, May 21st, because Twin Cities Live returns to the Mystic Showroom at Mystic Lake Casino Hotel in the Prior Lake.
Get ready to get after it, my friends. Our shows at Mystic Lake are so much fun. They're always over the top. Last year, Kelly Hansen almost needed to go to urgent care after playing a very intense game of What's in the Purse? She did a flip. She flip-flopped. We almost lost her. There she goes. And wait for it. Ew.
Yeah, she goes down right there. You know, our shows are full contact. You know, so bring all the appropriate protective gear. So when you go to Mystic Lake, you know that you have a big chance to win big, and that's the case for our live broadcast there on May 21st. So get this, everyone, we're giving away nearly $19,000 in prizes.
Wow.
Yes, you heard that right, $19,000. It includes not 1, but 2 travel vouchers, good for airfare, hotel, whatever you want to do, each worth $6,000.
Okay, now we got your attention, right? Here's what you need to do to get in on the action. We just opened registration.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure there was a big giant red button that was pushed upstairs just as we said those words. You can find a link on the events page of TwinCitiesLive.com. Now, if you want to be in the audience, you do need to be at least 18 years of age or older. You also have to be a Club M card member, but that's really easy. It's free to join. Don't fret. You don't need to do it before. You can even sign up the day of our show.
Okay, now take your attention all the way to the bottom of the screen. If you can't read that, it's fine. I'm going to say it right now. There's a limit of 2 tickets per person per email. Okay, so per person per email. Want to go, you're going to have multiple people request tickets.
Yeah,
so that's a little bit different than last year. You will receive an email confirmation once you sign up. And best of all, our live broadcast at Mystic Lake is free to attend. So sign up for your seats on the events page at TwinCitiesLive.com.
We can't wait to see you. Now, who's ready to head south for a vacation? Twin Cities Live has another big announcement. Up next, reporter Kristen Haubrich is taking us to Orlando.
Your family deserves some fun in the sun. Our lucky winners will have the chance to stay here at the beautiful Conrad Orlando Resort. Coming up, we'll give you a tour of their spacious family suite and show you how you can stay cool by splashing around in the turquoise waters at Evermore Bay.
Twin Cities Live's host chat is presented by Schuler Shoes, where happy feet means